Welcome back to Book Club. I'm C.M. Vasquez, author of The Birdcage Society Falling, the first in an ongoing psychological mystery series. If you'd like to check out my book, it is available on Amazon, and it's about a young woman who is kidnapped into a secret society. But it isn't your standard abduction story, and the events to come are not what you'd expect. This video is for Book Club for Darkly Dreaming Dexter by Jeff Lindsay. I do have previous videos posted on my TikTok account and YouTube as well. On YouTube, I have a full playlist of videos 1 through 19 for those chapters. So if you'd like to check those out, give me your impressions in the comments and follow along with me. That's all you have to do to join the book club. Just read the chapters before each video and give me your own impressions, and we'll have fun with it. Let's get started. Chapter 20 starts off with Dexter looking his fill of the severed heads at the crime scene. He thinks he'd like a poster-sized photograph of it to take home, thinking that if he's the one doing this, then he's a better artist than he gave himself credit for. LaGuerta walks in with 3 reporters in tow, and after they've each had their reactions to the heads, she starts to put a story in their heads. She begins by saying that this is unlike anything they've seen before, implying that this was done by an entirely new killer, one not linked to the prostitutes, nor Jaworski. Of course LaGuerta is spinning this tale. She doesn't want to look like an idiot in front of everyone. So this isn't surprising, but it is getting ridiculous. I'm thoroughly convinced that LaGuerta really doesn't care about anybody but herself, even when it comes to preventing deaths. In some ways, I see her as worse than Dexter. He may be a serial killer, but at least he doesn't go after innocents. LaGuerta may as well be killing these women herself for all the good she's done on the case. But honestly, I don't think she's doing it on purpose. She isn't smart enough to intentionally sabotage the prostitute killer case. I think she truly believes that she has the right man in custody. So it's either she's too dumb to see that she's wrong or too self-centered. And I don't remember LaGuerta being this annoying in the show, and I could be wrong. I may need to do a rewatch, but I'll see. The reporters ask the kind of questions that LaGuerta should be asking and paying attention to. Like, doesn't one of the heads have a mirror, and are they prostitutes? LaGuerta says she doesn't care about any of that, because she has a confession from Mikhail, and a lab source to back her up. And hearing this, a thrill runs through Dexter, because it means his plan is working. But LaGuerta drops a bomb, claims she never actually said that Mikhail murdered those women. Mikhail did. And since she's a good detective, she can't just turn someone away who's making that claim. And at this point in the chapter, I was thinking maybe LaGuerta is a little bit smarter than I gave her credit for. She's setting up a scapegoat of sorts, just in case Mikhail isn't the guy, so none of the blame will fall back on her. She doesn't need to be right, she just needs to appear in control, and just performing her job. Because that's exactly what it is, a performance. Captain Matthews shows up and kicks the reporters out. He reprimands LaGuerta for having them near the crime scene in the first place, saying she'd lose her job if she ever did it again. Captain Matthews then leaves and addresses the press himself, saying that another officer would be assigned to the case if, and only when, it is clear that an error in judgment has been made. Seems like there's a lot of debate as to whether Mikhail is actually responsible for the new murders, and if they're related. Dexter finds Deb outside. She tells Dexter that she really needs his help now, which he bristles at because he's been helping her. But she says she knows he's been hiding something, and now's the time to reveal it. Dexter thinks he underestimated how perceptive Deb is, and even seems proud of her for a moment. Deb says everyone is going to be too busy covering their own asses, that no one will be doing any real police work. And that's where she'll come in. She begs Dexter for more, even going so far as to call him by a childhood nickname that she hasn't used since he was 10. She calls him Dexy, and he's reminded of when Harry was alive, and they were still a family unit where obligations mattered. Says he almost experienced an emotion right then, and tells Deb that of course he will help. Dexter tells her that they need to find the body parts corresponding to the heads, and since not many are looking and are distracted by keeping people away from the crime scene, it would be in their favor to get a jump on things. So Deb questions Dexter on where they should look. And at first, Dexter is at a loss. He knows the killer is making a statement that they are idiots and have the wrong guy in custody. But where are the rest of the remains? Deb makes a sarcastic remark that they're probably caught in some nets again, thinking about the arena. And then it hits Dexter. Of course that's where they are. If you want to make it clear that the police have the wrong guy, give them something they can't ignore. And what better way to spell things out for them than to put the bodies in the same spot as before? The chapter ends with Deb heading for her car. And I'm excited for the next chapter. I can't wait to see how the killer has arranged the bodies and for Dexter's reaction. Will there be another message just for him? Let's talk about it next time.